But from Houston, we want to introduce a brand new series that we have here at Courtside Fracas. It's more of a mini series. It's teams that are going under the radar, but they're playing some great basketball and their stocks are on the rise. So buy them while they're nice and low. Why should you care about the Charlotte Hornets, Mr. Yaz? Tell us why we should care about this team. You're on mute, my guy.
You're on mute.
That's how excited I got. Because they're the best team to watch in the NBA. That's why, bruv. Like, and I said this online, and someone came at me. They're trash, bro. You know what? They kind of are a bit trash, but I don't care. For the viewing experience of enjoying basketball, there's no one I enjoy watching more. Like, you've got so many factors to it. You've got Hayward hitting better numbers than he did in Utah, sort of backing himself and doing really, really well there. In the last game I watched against Utah, funnily enough, they went small where they started LaMelo, Devontae Graham, and Terry Rozier, which was just sick, and they were rapid and it was fun. Got blown out, of course. I don't care. Viewing pleasure. It was amazing. But on Graham and Hayward and LaMelo, and then Cody Zeller, the ugliest man on the planet, they have like 4 of the best passers per position in the NBA. Hayward's a great passer as a wing. LaMelo is LaMelo and speaks for himself. Devontae Graham's actually like a really, really clever little passer, and Cody Zeller's sick as like a 5 who's at the crux of everything. Obviously, he's not jockish, but he does his thing like Cody Zeller. He's a good player to watch. And they just move the ball. If you look at the numbers, you see it immediately when you watch them. Like, it's a pure equal offense, or that's what they're trying to do. LaMelo on his last start tried to, ironically, I made the video about it, but he tried to fuck with that just a little bit. He got a bit happy.
Yeah. Sorry. I do have to cut you off.
Pad your stats a little bit when you're a young rookie.
Yeah,
that's how you get Pelly.
A little bit happy. Those 9 threes was not very Charlotte. But let me tell you.
Sorry to cut you off. I'm cutting you off to big you up, because just on that note, we have released another Courtside Focus focusing on LaMelo Ball. So please check it out. Yaz does a fantastic job. Yeah, go on, Yaz, as you were saying.
Like, you see it as soon as you watch them, that they move the ball, and it's like Charles Barkley needs to sit down. I doubt he's probably watched the ball yet, to be fair.
You don't watch basketball, I promise you they don't.
I guarantee the man has not watched.
They just see condensed clips of all the good and bad things and then make their minds up.
The man has not watched them all year, but he should sit down and actually watch them, because they are a proper team. If you actually look at the number, it's not even just me saying it, right? They have the most touches per possession, like per player. So the ball moves. Of those touches, they're second last in average second per touch. So the ball moves hands, rapid. It's bop. They're 5th in paint touches, which that becomes apparent when you watch them as well, because they often go into this little sort of, it's like a zonal offense where they got Cody in the middle in the paint, and they really sort of like step and jab with those paint touches. They trick you into closing to then kick it out for someone, but they do it really, really well. They move it then around the perimeter really well. They have the most points off assists in the NBA. They're second in ground covered, which you see it when you watch them. You'll have 2 man like pulling a screen that don't even matter. Like, no one's even going to that side of the court, and they're still doing a pin down. Like, it's sick. Everyone's bought in. And they're 4th in opponent turnovers. So they force turnovers all the time. They try and get out and make steals and whatever. Probably why they get popped half the time, but hey, it's still good to watch. And they're just sick. And then you've got the LaMelo Bridges connection in terms of just running the floor in transition, the maddest dunks you're going to see in the NBA, and the lob passes. Malik Monk's catching fire now, who a lot of people were kind of writing him off. Listen, I'm going to let you lot talk, but the Charlotte Hornets are the best team to watch in the NBA, straight up. And I know Greg is a Hornets guy right now as well.
Yeah, they are. I think, every year you have the teams like the most nationally televised games, and then you have like 1 or 2 teams that are just like a league pass team. Like, you won't see them on TV a lot. They're not going to be on national TV, ESPN, ABC, but they're just hella fun to watch. And this year, the Hornets, I think, are my league pass team, along with the Cavs as well, actually. But number 1, definitely the Hornets. Like, to see LaMelo, his progression so far this season has been good. He's had his struggles, his turnovers and whatnot. Bridges, as Yas mentioned, is exciting to watch. Hayward, is playing, some of the best ball of his career, obviously coming off of that injury and the Celtics years. They're just all around a good team to watch. Not the best of teams. They're going to hover around that 8th, 9th, 10th spot in the East. But if you want to watch fun basketball, there's few teams in the league more fun than the Hornets to watch.
Yeah,
I'm with it.
I for one, I'm definitely enjoying the Hornets. I have to say, there's one player I'm enjoying watching. It's Terry Rozier is fantastic. Obviously, he's averaging his highest points per game. He just looks like someone who's just a bit of a madman when he came to play the game.
The spirit of madness in him. He's got that spirit of Russ in him. Well, obviously, he's just a slightly better shooter as well.
When when he was at the Celtics, my missus would see him, and there was a few, to be fair, including Smart and Rob Williams, and like at different parts of London, like we'll call it different things. But she's like, "Oh my god, that guy belongs in a Pro or a Centre or an AP." Like you're the school where you got kicked out of school and you had to go Centre or you had to go Pro.
Yeah,
Terry Rozier is that guy where he would have just sat in any classroom and just broken something for no reason. Like he's
exactly
the best way possible. I miss him a little bit just because he's hilarious.
Just the destruction.
But he's found the like James Borrego, the coach there, is just using him well. Like you got Graham and LaMelo and Hayward to play make. So Terry Rozier don't have to worry about making good decisions half the time.
Very true.
He's a shooter. He's never really been a point guard like that. Like he's not got the smarts for it, if I'm being completely fair.
Yeah.
So that's why you're seeing the best of him as well. Like, and that's why he's able to just go and dunk through Durant and stuff like that.
Yeah, and even with like going back to Hayward, like 11th year in the league, putting up a career high. It takes to be a box score bandit, but 23 a game. And this is a man that, including myself, that was written off after leaving the Celtics, of course. Long-term injury. He's shooting 42% from 3 and almost 50%.
Amazing.
At 30. And the thing is as well, it's very easy to put up numbers on a bad team, but it's also very hard at the other side. It's also hard to put up these kind of numbers while doing it efficiently as well, which I think he needs a lot of credit for, because you don't put up those numbers and be efficient and not be like a contributing member to some of their success, even though your team might be bad.
Just last point, Jeff tried rinse me. He's not here on the pod. I hope he hears it. Jeff tried rinse me for trying to say Hayward was like our second, third best player last season. So I'm just glad that he's actually doing it.
No, I've got respect for Hayward because, like I said, like you can't put up those numbers along with, like, if you want to look at the stats, whatever, like you can't put up these kind of numbers efficiently and be bad on a bad team. Like we've seen players who are forced to put up numbers on bad teams and their numbers normally take a hit. And no matter how good you are, unless you're Steph or whatever, if you're on a bad team, you're not shooting 40% from 3, especially if you're taking, let's see how many a game, 5 a game. Like, come on now. So
one last thing as well, the Hornets commentary crew is one of the best in the league as well. They're fun to listen to.
Del Curry is sick. I like Del Curry, and whoever like the main guy is, he makes you care as well.
He's so like invested in the team.
I've never seen.
They make one good play and it's like he's screaming the mic down.
Like, let's go! And they haven't watched the Hornets, and they have League Pass. If we've not made you care about the Charlotte Hornets, the local commentary team will. They just will. Like Del Curry was funny as well because he's laid back compared to the other fella, and he was like, when LaMelo was hitting 4 threes, he was really surprised, and he was just like, oh, he's hit another one. Oh, okay. So it's a sick commentary team. That's a quality shout. That's a quality.
Big up the Hornets, and the fact is they're in the East, so you don't know what's going to happen at trade deadline. I don't think they should make too many moves, but depending on how well their season goes, I don't see it being fetched up to be a play-in. They do need a set. I mean, Herland Gomez is in it.
I love Bismack, but poor Bismack is playing way too many minutes for that team.
This is it. And I mean, like you said, like I said, you never know what's going to happen by the trade deadline, and they shouldn't be too far from looking at we can be a playing team. Like I don't think that's too far-fetched for them.
Lovely. I think if that's not convinced you to watch the Charlotte Hornets, we're not really too sure what else will. But like Yaz says, at least give the commentary team a listen to. And that, my friends, that is the end of the episode for this week. We will see you on Wednesday for our very next Courtside Fracas episode. And next week, you'll have another edition of another team why you should be paying more attention to. Thank you very much, Greg, Yaz, and Kay. And we will see you next week. Take care.
Peace.